Let's take you to the northwest now, where refurbishments of the Gelukspan hospital have ground to a halt. The kitchen, mortuary and operating theatre were due for an upgrade, but the contractors now claim they haven't been paid for services rendered. Newzroom Afrika's R50 is tracking that story. It's an allegation that your previous guest denied, where it was someone in the office of the provincial structures there in the northwest. They say, there's no evidence that there was the service that's been provided and this money that is still outstanding. But what are residents saying about what's happening there?
Well, the residents are also not happy with what's happening here in Gelukspan Hospital. Some that we engaged with a little bit earlier, saying that the issue of contractors coming on site for projects and only leaving when those contract or projects have not been completed, it's somewhat affecting them as community members, because when they come to services, I mean, you can imagine things like maternity theatre, mortuary that are not working or operating properly because of the refurbishment that needs to happen. So they're just concerned, Michelle, as to why is it that there seems to be some sort of delays in terms of completing the project. But let's listen into some of those that spoke to us a little bit earlier. They did not want to be identified, just for them to share with us their thoughts and their experience with Gelukspan Hospital.
No yana nje futa mo ka rene rakontra ko ra yo tsamaile go bona ria go sitse yana ke ba go lo ba rona ke bana ba rona go sepetlele ga bona so ba mo shotlho go bona ria tatsi le letsatsi beke le beke ntle futa mme mo wa tlhokofala go sepetlele.
Quite a couple of issues like you're hearing there, some who were raising an issue of the payments that they have to make when they come to this hospital, also citing issue of unemployment. You'll remember that we are in the far-flung rural area, one of the rural areas in the Northwest Province, and some community members are complaining about issues of unemployment. But one was talking about that the last time they were coming here for services here at the hospital, they were being charged about 35 rand, but a couple of months later, when they came to the hospital, they were then being charged 50 rand for them to be able to access services. And let's listen in to one of the residents as well that we spoke to a little bit earlier.
Go pidi kwano ka tshonte re ntse 50 rand. So ya no hagitse ka gore ya no ha o dire ha o bereke, so a go tsaka 50 rand eo. And then ha ba go idirela, so and then ba go ra ba re ne wa kolota. So ya no itle re na go nyeo o ba ntlhogo tlhokagala ha o tswa kwano ka ba gore ne o kolota tšhelete ntsi e thiba letsatsi before o tlo tsa mošu wa gago ke one bothata bom.
We're so sorry to interrupt you there. You've obviously been standing in the vicinity of the hospital. Has it been incredibly busy since you've been there this morning? Are people coming in and out? Are they being treated?
It's only now where we are seeing a bit of movements, but some it's just officials here at the hospital, but also community members, not a lot. It's not busy. When we were here in the morning, since the morning, it was really quiet, and only now we're seeing that people are starting to walk in, but it's really not that busy, because other community members that we spoke to, they were saying that they're even fearful to come to the hospital, particularly of issue of them being given wrong medication. He was saying that now we end up being fearful to go to the hospital. We end up being sick at home, and some are even dying at home because of they are not satisfied with the services that they are getting here in the hospital. But the spokesperson of the Department of Health, which we spoke to a little bit earlier, had indicated that if any at all residents are having a challenge of being given wrong medication, they do have, they can be able to engage with the department so that they can be able to make proper follow-up in terms of those issues. But these are just some of the voices of the people on the ground to say that they are really just fearful and are hoping that officials and authorities will be able to get the healthcare facilities, not just Gelukspan Hospital, but all the healthcare facilities in the province in order so that they can be able to serve and service residents adequately so.
Yeah, absolutely. Some incredibly serious concerns there from the community. Thanks very much indeed for that update.